This is Kal Kat's the Kal Katster, and I just completed watching on May the 10th. It's been out for 2 weeks or so. Mortal Kombat, the remake, 2021 remake, in which they kind of followed the MK11 style, the Kyle Hill style version. There's a cartoon, I guess, that they also did, but this was the HBO Max one that was not in theaters here because of some kind of screw up. The Kal Kat going to theaters will happen in June once everything straightens out. They allow us to go, but not yet. So it's only May the 10th. So yeah, this movie's this is the first. This is a review in the of Mortal Kombat, the 2021 version. I keep saying 2021 version, and the 2 years ago or so, Mark Cards and I were discussing, like, if they're gonna do a Mortal Kombat movie, they have to actually kill each other in it. They have to actually do that, because if they don't have it rated R and have it like the game was, that's what's the problem with the '90s Mortal Kombat movies, is they were PG-13, so they couldn't actually do it. This movie, because it streamed on HBO and went to theaters, it was rated R, and there's a extended 15-minute sequence in ancient Japan where there's a fight that is quite graphic, excellent, and the origin of Sub-Zero and all that. So they're really good. So, the ancient dragon is attacked by his family are attacked. They hide the baby out of the floorboards. He's attacked by ninjas, samurai guys. The tattoo. He finishes off the bad guy, but not before he's killed himself and taken to the netherworld, so to speak, to hell, whatever. They call it hell in the story. There's an otherworld and an overworld and all that. It's similar to the game, the more modern version of the game. It's not the '90s version, the late '80s version, early '90s version. It's the more modern one, which you think, okay, they're going to take some stuff out. They're going to change Scorpion. He's not going to be exactly the same. They're not going to have him rip out somebody's spine like you did in the original '90s game. Hold it up, and or rip out his head. There's a couple of decapitation kills that are cool. So they do something like that. Someone else does it. There's a crack commando team in it, led by a lady who doesn't have the mark. Their prisoner is a sassy Australian evil version of Crocodile Dundee, who is and reminiscent of the Australian guy from Suicide Squad. Boomerang, kind of like him. Not the new Suicide Squad, but the one from a couple of years ago. He's not supposed to be, but he kind of is reminiscent of. It says Warner Brothers, so it's related to Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema. It really gives a lot of Kevin Smith movies. The Weinsteins are no longer involved. So we have Mortal Kombat the way Mark Cards and Kal Kat or envisioned it. We had nothing to do with it, though. They only acknowledged some of the credits, but same thing. The idea, premise. That's about it. That's about it. So the script is entirely different. And we have we have this guy and his family, and he's got the mark, and he's a MMA fighter. And so he really didn't have much of back in the '90s in that version. So this is the newer version. MMA fighters are a thing from starting about 8-10 years ago, roughly. The idea that instead of just karate school people, it would be Ronin type, MMA type samurai dudes, and they would train, but they would have mixed martial arts, and That's what MMA is, mixed martial arts. The Bushido, of course, is Bullshido. And the Bushido code is honorable. But the Bullshido is a website that's devoted to exposing Cracker Jack, McDonald's, McDojos. Which my former one, kind of. Yeah, so, if it takes you 6 years to get a black belt, there's something odd about that. But anyway, or more. But yeah, but if it takes you 2 years to get it and you didn't earn it, it doesn't make any difference either. So there's a couple of somewhere in between this sweet spot. Anyway, so but Mortal Kombat is clearly based on a game series, Capcom. Played it in the 90s, but since the game, and the martial arts fight choreography is well done in the movie. At times, though, it becomes a little too close action, and it's just like they're going whack, 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 tag, tag, and it's like they're not really fighting. They're clearly like stunt doubles or whatever. But it's covered enough that you realize, okay, that the movie's not. I do like that martial arts aspect of the movie, that it doesn't take the notion too seriously, that it's this goofy video game combat movie. At times they break the fourth wall less than in, say, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was kind of fun. This one, they try to take it a little more seriously, but at times they do wink at the camera and go, "It's Mortal Kombat," and they go, "Oh, come on," and that's kind of fun. The fact that and it is a fantasy into itself, so He-Man type of weird He-Man slashed with ancient Asian realm slashed with a little bit of like sword and sorcery stuff, but with Japanese bent to it, a little bit like Airbender. Well, like way better. This guy could do a Last Airbender movie, Avatar Last Airbender movie. It would look really cool if he did, because he would actually know how to do the fight choreography right. There was really no major mistakes in it, but the fact that it's on a television screen, I probably could tell them if I looked at them in theater, giant screen, TV screen, smaller. It's fine. 3 stars, fine. They got just about everybody. They did leave some people out because they want to do a sequel. It'll probably be PG-13, which will ruin it. Hopefully not. We'll do a sequel. So they go on this quest. This ragtag team ends up in this ethereal realm, sort of a monk thing underground, in caves. That set looks kind of fake, but oh well. A little too shiny and odd, but sure, okay. But yeah, and then they do like a training stuff. They do training montages in it, but they do them in a way that's amusing and works in the story, trying to train them. The Australian guy gets his power from getting angry, and he becomes is it Ryu or Ryu? One of the guys, he shoots a laser beam. The token black guy, in the beginning, he gets his arms ripped off by the Sub-Zero. He freezes them off. It's a really gross effect. And later on, he gets robotic arms built. But he doesn't get the official strong robotic arms until after finding his chi. And then he gets the strong one. The other guy, the descendant of the guy from the first one, was the kids. He gets his power defending them later on. He returns to his family and defends them. Sub-Zero then kidnaps them in a classic sort of, bad guy is going to kidnap somebody thing. They're in a school building or something, and it's all frozen, and they're trapped. And that's when we get to meet the ancestor guy, who's Scorpion now. who has gone to hell, and he's come back with his fire power to have flame people. I and the fire guy fight each other, and then the other guy helps because really they can't just have two of them take out Scorpion. But earlier on, they send a big 6-armed dude from the symbol to go fight the guy, and then later on he kidnaps him. So the 6-armed dude didn't work. They use the Teen Titans method to fight the main bad guys. They got a scorpion dude, a bird lady, another lady with a fire tongue, all messed up mouth. They're all from the game, but yeah, they're in the Teen Titans special, the cartoon series from the 90s. There was one in which they fought their evil twins in perdition. Well, Tarragon or whatever. Yeah, he had sucked them into the netherworld, and they were fighting him. Fought their twins, and they couldn't fight their twins themselves, like the evil twins directly. So they thought, okay, we'll fight each other. Instead of fighting their twins, the only way we can defeat our twins, evil twins, is to have each one of us take on somebody else's twin, basically. Defeat them. That's kind of what they did here, in that they kind of had that same sort of, okay, you take this person, I'll take that one, I'll take that one. Eyeball dude, the chick takes on the eyeball dude. The blonde girl takes on the eyeball dude. She bashes him in the face, kills him with something. I think it was a piece from the temple. Yeah, it was something. But yeah, there was a lot of. I'm probably getting things wrong, but this is just a review, as impressions, and just watched it. It doesn't really matter if all the details are a little off. It's got a lot of going on. You might want to see it twice, but it is better than the other '90s versions of it. It still has some goofy stuff in it. It's trying to be Suicide Squad real bad. It's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit too, and it's just like it's trying to be Airbender. There are some points in which it's trying to be other things, and Teen Titans, and yeah, like Slade's gonna show up. Wait a minute, that's the guy from. He wouldn't show up. Yeah, So yeah, not Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans, the '90s cartoon. Yeah. So it's not really, but it's the same idea. It's the idea that, okay, in order for us to fight the other team, the one that we're evenly matched with, let's not do that. Let's fight the other guys that we're not evenly matched with. Doesn't really work, but for the movie it works because it doesn't take itself serious. It's a dark comedy action, kung fu action movie. So it doesn't need to make sense, really. There's not a guy that can totally freeze people. It doesn't, or a guy that can melt people, or have strong arms or something, or a 6-armed man, or a ogre beast thing. Not much contact with the ice. Well, they were frozen in it. They'd totally be dead. Yeah, of course they would. But it's a fantasy movie. Maybe they had the chi from being descended from him, or one of them. Anyway, so that was Mortal Kombat, the new 2021 movie, Mortal Kombat. So that's my review. That's my thoughts on it. It did have a lot of good gore effects, kill scenes, arms coming off, limbs flying off, hands and things, and freezing things off, and heads getting ripped off, and spine. I think somebody's spine does get ripped out. A heart gets ripped out at one point by a guy. It's like, holds it up. Yeah, so it's gory. It's got gore in it. So yeah, so if you like a gory movie, it's definitely R for the gore. But yeah, yeah. Finally, they did one right. So yeah, would have been awesome in theaters. We can't go out to theaters yet, even though I had the COVID vaccine. It's just that it hasn't been 14 days since then. It's only been what, 6 days since then. So, yeah. So around late in May, I could go out. But yeah, so we'll see. But I don't think there's anything coming out late in May anyway. So anyway, so that's it. Anyway, it's Mortal Kombat.